starting the second one. And I'm starting mine. Introduce yourselves or go ahead.
We are the Citizens for Freedom. And that basically means that we let people do what they want. Like, say they want to smoke, we let them smoke. If they don't want to smoke, we let them not smoke.
If you were going to take away the smoking, it's basically their right to smoke because they have freedom, which is one of our basic rights. So, and it's their since they're adults, they should be able to make their own decisions. And if they want to smoke, they should be able to smoke.
We have a couple things we want to say. We believe that adults should be able to make their own decisions. They should be able to smoke because it's a right they should have. They have freedom. It's a freedom that they have. They choose to do that. It's their life that they're essentially.
You guys who have the microphone gets to talk. Okay.
Essentially ruining their lives based on what side you represent. If the law is passed, it would be unfair to smokers and tobacco farmers because they would lose. It would be unfair to the smokers because they couldn't smoke anymore, and that would increase because people would be addicted. It would increase the amount of people that are in the jail or prison itself because people are illegally smoking because it's against the law. Also, tobacco farmers would lose their jobs, and that is taking away property, which is also a natural right.
And that is actually because they have the right to own property, which is one of ours, and the right for freedom. So this law is actually it could take away two of your rights that you're born with, because they have the freedom to do what they want to buy the cigarettes, and then the tobacco farmers have the right to own their property and farm.
Well, there's a lot of people that rely on growing tobacco. So one of the citizens that are actually using the tobacco, and the farmers that are growing the tobacco, and also people that transport that tobacco.
As we just said, transporters will also lose their jobs because they make money off transporting the goods, and they're closing down the goods. It will set off a gigantic chain reaction, and many people will lose their jobs if the tobacco companies should shut down because of your law.
If we made a chain reaction list, if the law was set up, some of the more important things, it would shut down tobacco growing companies, which would shut down the tobacco transporting companies, and stores that carry cigarettes as their main product would shut down. So tobacco growers, that would hurt their family, and then tobacco transporters would hurt their family. They might want to sue the government, and also
there's also because if you pass this law, smoking would be illegal. And so many people are addicted to it because of the nicotine, as Grandpa has said before. There would be more people caught illegally smoking because they're addicted and they have to do it somewhere because they are addicted. It'll rise the law breaking, which will rise the amount of people in prison because you get caught smoking. It's not like are you guilty or not? You were caught that way. So
And if people are smoking, illegally, then they could go to prison, and eventually all the prisons would fill up, which would affect the government, and the government would have to buy more, which would affect the economy, and would also affect the economy is so many people would lose their jobs. The transporters, the people who make the tobacco, the people who sell tobacco, and so many people would lose their property, which, as Brian said, is a natural right, and so did Brian.
Wait, can I say something?
Yeah, sure.
Well, does some people lose their jobs because the bill only takes effect on public places, like still smoke like in your house or something? Or
Um,
like
I have
a private place?
I have a comment. It's like I was hearing what you guys were saying. Like, if you got rid of the law of smoking, it would affect people's lives. But if they stopped in a public place, it would just make people not be able to smoke, and it wouldn't affect them as much because some people need their jobs and stuff. So, smoking kind of protects them in a way.
To that, yes, but there's a lot of people that live in apartments and condos and multi-family homes, and if the person is smoking, it spreads because it's a gas. It takes up the entire space that it's in. It's just gonna keep growing and growing and growing because they're smoking inside.
But they could
So-
just smoke outside.
That's a public place, is it not?
Outside's not technically considered a public place, it's just something that makes money. You make sure you walk with your brother and sister.
We have a couple other things. If tobacco growers lose their jobs, it will hurt their families and gas pump places will also lose a lot of money because that's where they make a lot of their money, just being that barter of goods with the money for the cigarettes and the tobacco if they still sell them in the places.
Kind of back to the chain reaction. Okay. So if you do get rid of smoking and with this law, it'll kind of not help the there's a lot of people that will lose their jobs and homes and everything, especially the farmers growing the tobacco. I have another question to ask for the thing, but never mind. But why do you think you should be able to smoke and make many places down because not people are going there because like it's surrounded by smokers?
Drawing
Yeah.
smokers away from businesses.
Can you please repeat the question and make it a little more clear because I didn't quite understand that very much.
Well, we're asking you, like, why do you think it's okay to, should be able,
Draw smokers away from
like,
places that are public and stuff.
draw,
and
like,
don't support
smokers
them.
away from certain places and bring down businesses? Because, like, if smokers are there, a lot of people will not stop going there because there's smokers there. They'll be like, oh, I'm not going to go there because it's bad.
2-minute warning.
Without, you could still make there's laws for the store it has the right to put up no smoking signs, so they could stop smoking inside, but then keep smoking outside.
There's also the perimeter laws where you could put up a sign that says no smoking within 10, 15, 50, 100 yards. But that's just how big, you can't put it beyond the amount of property space you actually have. So if you say 100 yards when your building is right next to another building that you don't own, it just doesn't work that way.
Sorry, can I interrupt?
Yeah,
No,
go ahead.
we can't.
It's up to them. It's up to them.
Well, should we
We still have a couple more things.
And since when you make this law, you destroy two basic rights: property of the tobacco farmers and what we're buying, and freedom, because you have the freedom to go into the places and smoke. So, and you have this freedom to buy the cigarettes.
Yes. Some?
So there's like a paragraph on it.
Oh, yeah.
The cigarettes are not the main, but along with gasoline, gas stations make a lot of money off of cigarettes because that's a strong, everywhere has one because you need gas. Or drugstores also, but not that kind of drugs, but like just a pharmacy, like a Jewel Osco kind of thing. But
Okay, go ahead.
Second case, please.
3 seconds.
20 seconds. Now you're down to 12.
We fully support the idea of not passing them down.
People should be able to choose their own decisions because then the majority of people would be happy and
Stop.
every. Oh no!